Alright, welcome back to the channel. If you're just joining me for the first time, welcome. I've got the CMP M1911A1 out today, not at the range, but in a wooded area. There is a legend around a man from Tennessee named Alvin York. He was born in the late 1800s in a small community of Fentress County, Tennessee, in a very poor corner of Appalachia, and worked most of his young adult life as a farmer, drinking hard and raising cane. He dedicated his life to Christ and abandoned his sinful ways, and in 1917 was drafted by the Army. After failing to gain exemption as a conscientious objector, speaking with fellow Christian and company commander, and after a brief leave to visit home, he decided not to pursue the exemption any longer. World War I had been going on for 3 years by then, and America was sending the American Expeditionary Force to France, which included Alvin York. While taking part in the Meuse-Argonne offensive, York, in the absence of leadership, captured 132 German troops and killed 25 more, along with 7 other Americans following his lead from his squad. For this, he was awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor. Part of this action involved eliminating 6 soldiers at close range with a 1911 pistol. Sergeant York, in a later interview, stated that he shot the soldiers from the last one to the first in line, so as the man behind fell, the one in front didn't know the man behind him had fallen. The legend begins here and claims that York fired without aligning the pistol sights and scored a deadly hit on each soldier. So I'm going to put this theory in play and see how this works. I have 6 standard body silhouette targets at around 10 yards. A painting I've seen of this action shows York in the prone position behind cover and not aiming down the sights while firing on an enemy squad. Today I'm going to be using a Winchester White Box 230 grain full metal jacket. This is a $42 100 round range special, but I'm not going to be using quite that much ammo today. I'm using my best judgment and common sense here to make a few assumptions though. First, no mention is made in the story about reloading. Using context clues, I'm going to shoot 1 magazine with 7 rounds. The story goes that Sergeant York didn't have time to load his rifle, so he drew his 1911. Second, it was typical early military protocol to fire the pistol one-handed. These images are from a 1940 pistol marksmanship manual showing a soldier shooting a one-handed stance as training guidance. Another assumption is that he didn't make headshots to drop the soldiers. A .45 caliber wound to the soldier's shoulder or leg, or even arm, would drop a soldier out of the fight. I caught myself a few times gripping the pistol with 2 hands, and I had to correct myself just for the authenticity. I found some cover shooting in the prone and the targets in different order. Assuming the troops were charging downhill at me, I fired in random order, thinking that they weren't in a single file line. I did this sequence twice. Following another assumption, I really didn't know what position he was in, so I did try one sequence standing. It is tough to compare York's situation with my own, since mine was under extremely controlled conditions. No yelling, no gunfire, no explosions, no one trying to actually kill me, and no adrenaline flowing. I even had a shower last night. I fired the rounds quickly, trying to reasonably fire the weapon, balancing accuracy and urgency. In my own military experience, making a 5th assumption, I can't imagine him not using the sights and simply doing point-and-shoot method. Knowing Alvin York's experience before the war in hunting, turkey shoots, and plinking, refined by military training, which encourages using the sights, I can't argue with all this evidence that he had to have used the sights to aim at the Germans once he drew his pistol. I'm no expert marksman, but even at 10 yards under controlled circumstances, I struggled to get more than 2 hits on any one silhouette. I did once get 3 hits in one target. I'm not saying it's impossible to just point and shoot, but I think it's very unlikely. I would say that he drew from his training that his instructors provided and lined up the sights on the target, even if it was in a hasty manner and quickly. Thanks for watching, thanks for coming by, and I'll see you in the next one.